In this video, I'll see if it's possible to platinum Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2 by myself. The Overcooked series have some of the most famous co-op games of all time, keyword co-op. But unfortunately, I don't have any friends to help me platinum these games, which is just gonna make everything 10 times harder. Throughout my journey to the platinum, I had to pull off crazy tricks and maneuvers, last second finishes, and literally glitch outside the map to secure these platinum trophies. Later in the video, I would even end up getting a girl's phone number. There's some really cool parts in this video that you guys don't want to miss. I first started out with Overcooked 1, the original game that started it all. Released back in 2016, it takes 12 hours to platinum, which is not too bad. As 2 players, Overcooked is rated a 4 out of 10, but solo, it's more like a 6 out of 10. When I first opened up the game, I started the campaign and I was thrown straight into the introduction cutscene. The Onion King started telling us about this mythical beast and how the world is coming to an end. But when the beast revealed itself, it had these graphics. But anyways, we start with the tutorial and I quickly learn the basics of the game. So basically you get given an order at the top left of the screen. So for example, this one's like a lettuce and tomato salad. And the goal of this game is to complete as many orders as you can. So as one of the chefs, I grabbed the lettuce and started chopping it up. Playing as a second chef, I chopped up a tomato. Then I grabbed the chopped up lettuce and tomato and put it on a plate. And after giving my first dish to the beast, I got the first of 11 trophies. The main goal was to feed the beast, so that's what I did for a while, and I served tons of lettuce and tomato salads. But eventually the timer ran out and it seemed like the beast wasn't really satisfied with his vegan diet. So the Onion King was scared that he was gonna get eaten next, so he pulled out like a flippin' teleportation device and teleported to his castle. There, he tells us that we're not ready for the beast yet because our cooking skills are not good enough. To improve our skills, we have to complete a series of levels that become harder and harder as we go along. And not only that, I have to 3-star every level in the game for the trophy all the trimmings. Anyways, in the first level in the game, I'm working at a restaurant and I learned a new recipe. Soup. To make it, you have to chop up 3 vegetables and throw them in a pot over the stove. But using the stove is actually very dangerous because if the food is left on the stove for too long, it can overheat. And if I don't do something quickly, it'll catch fire and burn the whole place down. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, at least for now. Oh shit. Once I fully cooked the soup, I plated it and submitted it on the conveyor belt. When you finish a dish, you also receive coins shown at the bottom left of the screen. I'll have to collect a certain amount of coins per level to achieve 3 stars. So once I finished the level, I made a total of 4 soups, which earned me 92 coins, enough to get the 3-star. But it was in the next level where things really started to get interesting. In this level, the platforms move around, which causes many inconveniences. For example, before the platforms moved around, my chef was chopping up an onion. But when the platforms moved, my chef was pushed out of the area and he was just standing there being useless. This means the chef is no longer contributing and he is causing less soups to be made, which is less coins, which means no 3-star. The pieces I ate, sorry. Complete a kitchen on a pirate ship. But if you think I'm gonna move on to the next level, you are completely wrong because I'm not gonna settle on a 2-star. During my second try at the level, I worked on improving my timing for when I switch chefs so that the other chef is always occupied when I'm not controlling him. And in the last minute of the timer, I entered flow state and I was filling out orders like crazy. In the end, I finished with 140 coins, my record so far. You'll see a lot more of these moving platforms going forward, by the way. This was just the start. It was in the next level where I learned the burger recipe. So to make a burger, you cut up a piece of meat to make a patty and then you slap it on a pan to cook it. And of course, you gotta get your lettuce and tomato on the burger. And just like that, that's how you make a burger. Once the level ended, I got a total of 144 coins, which should be enough to get a 3-star, right? Well, even though I just broke my record amount of coins, it seems like I still need to somehow play even better. This next attempt, I locked in, and I got over 100 coins only halfway into the level. So throughout the last 2 minutes, I got 130, 156, 182, 208, and finally 234 coins to finish off the level. The next 2 levels were easy to 3-star, but on level 2-1, the kitchen was on 2 trucks and they kept separating, leaving an empty gap in the middle. So if I wasn't organized, I could easily lose a lot of time. And worse, I could fall off the truck. But on my first attempt at the level, I was only able to get 2 stars. But at least I got a trophy. Meals on wheels. Complete a kitchen on the road. On the second attempt at the level, I got the 3-star. But in these next few levels, the game was really trying its hardest to prevent me from getting the 3-star. Getting rats to steal my food. By the way, this ain't New York City. and even using slippery ice to make me slip into the water. Again, we're not in Antarctica right now. And it was actually also this ice level where I learned the next recipe, fish and chips. UK culture at its finest. To make fish and chips, you chop up a fish and a potato and throw them into the fryer. Once they're done cooking, you plate it, and just like that, fish and chips are made. Once the time ran out, I got 3 stars and a trophy. There we go, best served cold. Complete a kitchen in the Arctic. Next up, we have another truck level, but this is also the level where the difficulty ramps up from like a 3 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. You see, so far I've only had to focus on cooking one thing, like only soups, only burgers, whatever. But in this level, I have to cook both soups and fish and chips at the same time, and having to cook multiple different recipes at the same time is how it's gonna be for the rest of the game. And I wasn't really used to this new change, so this happened. Oh shit. But I clutched up at the end of the level and got the 3 star. But the next level, 4-1, is the first haunted forest level. Once I complete it, I'll get the trophy kitchen nightmares. This is also where we unlock the next recipe, pizza. To make it, you get your dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and whatever additional toppings you may get and put it in the pizza oven. Once it's done cooking, you plate it and submit it on the conveyor belt. Once the timer ran out, I got a total of 98 coins. Unfortunately, not enough for the 3 star. Kitchen nightmares. Complete a kitchen in the haunted forest. So as per usual, I went straight back into the level. Once the timer was about to run out, I wasn't sure if I had enough coins yet, and with only 10 seconds left, this happened. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I just finished that last pizza with like a second to go. Next, I did a level where I literally couldn't even see anything. So I turned up the brightness of my monitor and it was easy from there. You see, I'm outsmarting this game. Nobody is thinking about this. Just like that, 3 stars. But this next level, I gotta say, is one of the hardest levels in the game. So in this level, you gotta make burgers and pizza. But there's this slow ass conveyor belt in the middle, which is the only way to pass ingredients to each other. And not only that, there's these platforms that move around and just make everything complicated. To 3 star this level, I need 100 coins, and I got so close so many times. On this attempt, all I had to do was chop up the lettuce, put it in the burger, and submit it through the conveyor belt. But remember, the platforms move around, so this happened. No! I was seconds away, bro. If I was like 1 second faster, I would have beat it. But we go again. At this point, I'm at like my 5th attempt. I got about 30 seconds left on the timer with only 76 coins, meaning I'll have to complete 2 more orders. Thankfully, I already had a pizza ready and I was able to submit it. I'm now at 98 coins and the final order I was gonna complete was a plain burger. Will I be able to do it, or will the platforms get in the way again? Let's find out. Oh my gosh, what a clutch. We're about 65% of the way into the campaign, and there's a new type of level, the outer space levels. And if I can complete this level, I'll get the trophy out of this world. This is also the level where we unlock the final recipe, the burrito. To make a burrito, you need tortillas, rice, and your choice of meat. A big problem I faced in this level was that I didn't even know how the space levels work. When I switched chefs, there was nothing to do for the other chef, so I was kind of confused and I felt like I was missing something. Eventually, I realized that you're supposed to click this green button to send the ingredients to the other side. But at this point, it was too late, and I finished the level with only a 2 star. Out of this world. Complete a kitchen in the low Earth orbit. The next level is also a new type of level, the Underworld / lava levels. In my opinion, they're the hardest level in the game. And if I can complete this level, I'll get the trophy Chef Flambe. Flambe? Huh? The thing that makes Underworld levels so hard is that it's so easy to die. Like on this specific level, there's literally a cannon shooting out fireballs. Like, how is this even a cooking game? I even had to pull off crazy parkour because the platforms kept moving around. Throughout my first try at the level, I died so many times that I knew I wasn't gonna get the 3 star and was better off just restarting the level. I still died a lot on my second try, but played extra cautious near the end to secure the 3 star. Chef Flambe. Complete a kitchen of the Underworld. The next level was another space level, which had these doors that could only be opened with buttons. At first, it was a little tricky because I actually had to use my brain, but it was no match for me as I got the 3 star on the first try. Now this next level, in my opinion, is the hardest level in the game. And of course, it's an Underworld level. So how this works is that the 2 chefs are separated, and the only way to pass ingredients to each other and cook the food is by using these rotating platforms. But this level makes it so hard to stay organized, especially playing solo. solo. On my first attempt at the level, I just kept dying, which was making me lose so much time. And also when I was dead, the food was still cooking and it was catching on fire. After completing the level, I finished with 50 coins, not even enough to get a star. The biggest problem I faced during this level was that I was having trouble staying organized as I was trying to do so many things at once, but also moving quickly. It's levels like these which are the exact reason why platinuming this game solo is way harder than platinuming it with a friend. Ridiculous, man, it's ridiculous.
What the hell?
Eventually I finished the level with 98 coins, only 2 away from the 100 I need for the 3-star. So I knew that one of these next tries was gonna be the one. Oh! And on my next try, I got 124 coins, more than enough for the 3-star. But this next level is the first level in video game history that ever made me feel dumb. So I did this level for over 30 minutes, and the best I got was 116 coins, which is 1 star. Wow. I was thinking to myself, I must be doing something wrong. What am I missing? Why haven't you guys liked and subscribed at the video? Like, I was confused. So I needed some help, and I went on YouTube to search up how to 3-star this level. And this is the moment where I got one of the biggest realization moments in like my whole life. Oh, bro, what? Before, only one chef was able to do stuff because of the barrier in the middle. But with this new trick that I learned, you could sneak your chef onto the other side so that both chefs can do stuff at the exact same time, basically doubling your efficiency. So my coins skyrocketed, and I was able to get 138 coins, literally 2 coins away from the 140. And then on the next try, I finished the final dish with only 2 seconds left to secure the 140 coins. The next and third last level before the final boss was this conveyor belt level. It wasn't too bad, like I just had to use some strategy and think outside the box. I mean, this level did take me like 1 hour to complete, but I didn't really notice it because I'm actually really enjoying this game and time is just flying by. Just like that, 3 stars. The second last level before the final boss was this ice level. This level was actually really difficult because you have to do parkour on these slippery ice platforms to get to the other side. I was trying to go as fast as I could, but I just kept slipping. So in my next few tries, I played extra cautious and eventually got the 3-star. The last level before the final boss is the space level. It was really confusing at first because of these like rotating quadrants. Like, I don't even know how to say it. But I got the hang of it quickly and finished 2 dishes in the last 5 seconds to secure the 3-star. And this is also the last 3-star I need to get in this game because the final boss fight will give you 3 stars no matter what. So I'll get 2 trophies after defeating the boss. Yup, we're back at the same location as the tutorial. Bro, what are these PS3 potato graphics, bro? What is this? Oh, hell no. Why is there a dog in a helicopter? There's 4 phases in this final boss. The first phase had us cooking soups, which is the easiest out of them all because I was able to complete it in just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm on pace to defeat this boss. Phase 2 of this boss had us cooking burgers. Now this phase was instantly a lot harder because of the fact that the middle platform was moving up and down. This phase took me 4 minutes to complete, so I'm still on track, but you gotta remember that the phases only get harder and harder from here. What the heck? The third phase had us cooking pizza and fish and chips. And bro, I lost so much time during this phase because of the middle platform constantly spinning. And remember, this platform is being controlled by some dog in a helicopter. And what makes everything worse is that the kitchen was getting hit with meteors that was setting everything on fire. So I had to grab the fire extinguisher to extinguish the fire, which was just making me lose time. But once I finished phase 3, I only had 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to complete phase 4. Yes, phase 3 did take me 6 minutes to complete, but this final phase takes the longest out of them all because I have to cook everything. Yes, everything. The middle platform has every ingredient in the game, and we need to cook one of everything, so I knew I was cooked. Eventually the timer ran out, the kitchen was on fire, and I just had to restart the boss fight. On my second attempt at the boss, I already knew what to expect, and I wasn't going to make the same mistakes I did on the first attempt. So I completed the first phase 15 seconds faster than before, the second phase 30 seconds faster, and the third phase a whole 2 minutes faster. So fourth phase, here we go. So I started out by making some pizza, then a burger, some salad, fish and chips, and with still 2 minutes on the timer, I made the final dish, tomato soup. There we go, hero of time. Complete Overcooked and save the Onion Kingdom. All the trimmings. Be awarded 3 stars in every kitchen. Oh my gosh. And just like that, we have the credits. And now the only trophy we have left is for completing a kitchen in a versus mode. Normally, versus mode requires you to play with a friend. But remember, the whole point of this video is to platinum the game solo. So I plugged in a second controller and joined the versus game on my second account. During this versus game, I wanted to challenge myself to see how many coins I could get while controlling not 2, but 4 chefs. I was actually surprised at how well I did in this versus game, as I was able to rack up over 150 coins on each account. Does not play well with the others. Complete a kitchen in versus mode. Oh, I even got that on my second account. What the hell? And, oh, wait, what's that? There's no platinum trophy. Huh? My bad, y'all. I forgot to mention earlier that Overcooked 1 doesn't even have a platinum trophy. Thankfully, the next game actually does have a platinum trophy, Overcooked 2. Released in 2018, it takes 12 hours to platinum. As 2 players, Overcooked 2 is rated a 4 out of 10, but solo, it's more like a 5 out of 10. Surprisingly easier than the first game. Before going into this, I already had 3 out of the 27 trophies, which I got back in 2021. So I booted up the game for the first time in 4 years and quickly learned about the storyline for this game. So after defeating the beast in Overcooked 1, the Onion King has been living pretty good in his castle. But the Onion King was getting greedy and he wanted more, so he tried making guards to protect his castle by using a dangerous recipe. But instead of making guards, he accidentally made tons of evil zombie-like creatures that are now trying to take over his castle. The exact opposite of what he was trying to do. And the only way to defeat these creatures is by cooking, because these guys are really hungry. So we move on to the tutorial. However, I didn't really learn anything new in the tutorial, as I'm pretty much an Overcooked master at this point. Overcooked 2 does have one really good mechanic that Overcooked 1 doesn't have, but I'll talk about it later as there's some trophies related to it. So I finished the tutorial, and of course I didn't get a trophy for doing so because I got it back in 2021. In the actual first level of the game, I learned the new recipe, sashimi. All you gotta do to make sashimi is cut up a fish and then serve it on a plate. That's it. So of course, I finished the level with a 3-star. Too easy, bro. In this game, I'm gonna have to 3-star every level just like in Overcooked 1, but this time there's some secret levels. However, this is where my Overcooked 2 platinum journey started to turn for the worst. Throughout my first few hours of the game, I easily got 3 stars on every level, which was making things really boring. Also, I felt that Overcooked 2 was repetitive and really similar to Overcooked 1, which is not good for content. So instead, I just decided to compile all of my footage of the first few hours into a quick montage. And of course, I'll include all the trophies I get along the way. Yo, is this already the last level? You're just in the nick of time. You need to cook up a storm and fill their empty stomachs with warmth. You have the skills, the recipes, the epic coordination. Give them everything you got.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, what are we doing? Some salads, bruh. In the last level of the game, I have to cook everything, just like in Overcooked 1. So I finished making the salads in literally 30 seconds and moved on to the sushi category. But the sushi dishes only took me another 2 minutes to make, and I say only because I have a whole 25 minutes to complete this level. Next was the pasta category, and I finished making that in 2 minutes as well. But right as I was about to move on to the taco category, this happened. Yo, what's going on? Wait, did I fail the level? What is this? Huh? Yup, we're in a completely different kitchen now, and this one has literally teleportation portals, which is pretty cool. Anyways, I finished those 2 tacos and moved on to the dumplings and pizza categories. But now that I have to cook 2 different categories of food at once, I ended up losing a lot of time. I literally left it down to the wire to finish the last pizza and ended up finishing it with only a few seconds to go. And finally, the next and last category is pancakes. With 13 minutes left on the timer, it was basically guaranteed that I was gonna finish this level on time. Pancakes are probably my favorite thing to make in this game because it has quite a long process, which is also why it took me a lot of time to make these 4 dishes. And the timer on my last 2 dishes even ran out. But it wasn't like I failed the level or anything, I just lost a few coins. So for the next minute, I finished up the last 2 dishes and the final level was done. The Unbread. Complete the main story campaign. Executive Chef. Get 3 stars on every level in World 6. We all owe you our thanks. Credits. Woo! Woo! After this, I still needed to 3-star one more secret level so that I can unlock the trophy's secret ingredient. After a bit of searching, I found out which secret level I was missing, as you can see in the blank area over here. Then I went into the level right before the secret level because there's a requirement you have to do in this level to unlock the secret level. In this level, the requirement is to complete 5 orders. Simple enough. However, this is personally my least favorite level in the game because it's just so annoying. The way this level works is that you have to control a moving platform with a joystick that is inconveniently placed on the complete other side of the map. Completing this requirement actually took me so long that I even unlocked the trophy for chopping 800 items. Eventually though, I finished the level with 5 orders and I unlocked the secret level. The secret level itself was simple enough, and on my first try, I got the 3-star. Too many cooks. Unlock all the chefs. The secret ingredient. Get 3 stars on all hidden levels. Now we're moving on to phase 2 of Overcooked 2's Platinum, Arcade Mode. For this section of the Platinum, I could just grab a second controller and play Couch Mode, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna play Online Public, which is full of Overcooked 2 sweats. And later on in the video, it ended up getting heated.
If you didn't cheat, I would've beat your ass.
You salty, bruh. The main trophy I was going for in the arcade mode was Dinner Party Posse for finishing 15 arcade games. But I was also gonna get a lot of miscellaneous trophies along the way. Yo, hello. Oh shit. What the hell? You guys are pros. What am I looking at? Okay. We did it. Oh, I got last place. What the fuck is this? A few games later, I was searching for a new lobby and I was trying out some of the emotes. That's when this happened. What the hell? It's being emotional? Use every emote? Yo, what? So I continued searching for a lobby for a whole 20 minutes and I swear I found no one. I really didn't want it to come to this, but I was gonna have to play on couch mode. Like literally nobody plays this game. The lobbies are dead. In my first game, I worked on getting the trophy Tossed Lightly for throwing 500 items and the trophy I Ain't No Butterfingers for catching 250 items. So basically, I just threw a piece of fish back and forth between my 2 chefs and I eventually got the first trophy. Tossed Lightly. Throw 500 items. And then the second trophy only 30 seconds later. I Ain't No Butterfingers. Catch 250 items. In the next level, I worked on getting the trophies Bangers and Trash for putting 99 items in the bin and Hot Pot Shot for throwing 100 ingredients into a cooking pot. I specifically chose this level because it is perfectly designed to complete these 2 trophies, because there are 3 cooking pots and a garbage can all right next to each other. So I would throw a piece of rice into each cooking pot and then empty them in the garbage, which is making significant progress for each trophy. After doing this for a while, I unlocked the first trophy. Bangers and Trash. Put 99 items in the bin. And then the second trophy only 30 seconds later. Hot Pot Shot. Throw 100 ingredients into a cooking pot. Next, I wanted to get the 2 grindy trophies out of the way. The first one, Dishwasher for washing 300 plates, and a Grand Dining Experience for delivering 1,000 meals. So I chose this level because there's a sink right in the middle of the kitchen, which is perfect for washing plates. Plus, the orders were pretty simple, so I was able to complete tons of meals, which was good progress for the 1,000 meals trophy. So I played this level a few times and was able to wash tons of plates and delivered tons of meals. But it wasn't until the 4th game on this level where I unlocked the first trophy. Dishwasher. Wash 300 plates. Then I moved on to a completely different level with even simpler orders, and I was able to basically farm meal deliveries. On my first try, I was able to deliver 26 orders in just 2 minutes, which is really good. So I continued playing this level, and it wasn't until my 3rd attempt where I unlocked the final grindy trophy. There we go. A Grand Dining Experience. Deliver 1,000 meals, finally. Now the only trophy I had left for the arcade mode is Dinner Party Posse for finishing 15 arcade games. At this point, I've played 12 arcade games, so I decided to AFK the last 3 games. And one of the funniest things is that on game 15, right as I got the trophy, I was filming a TikTok and I had my mic unmuted. So I can almost guarantee that the PS6 is gonna have a different trophy sound, and the trophies will look different. Hey, by the way, follow my TikTok, I post daily there. Now we're moving on to phase 3 of Overcooked 2's Platinum, Versus Mode. There's only 2 more trophies until I get the Platinum. The first one being It's a Cook-Off for finishing 15 Versus games, and the second one, Battered, for winning 10 games in Versus Mode. The hardest trophy in all of Overcooked 2. This is because I'll be doing it all in online public. Winning 10 games against tons of Overcooked 2 sweats was not going to be an easy task. And if you don't believe me that these people are sweats, this was my opponent for my first game. 137 hours. Damn! 137 hours you have on this game, bro.
You have not been on this game for 137 hours.
I'm saying you.
Oh.
Me personally, I got a solid like 8 hours, but you still gonna lose.
You just started playing this?
Yep. Thank you. Nope.
If you didn't cheat, I would have beat your ass.
You salty,
If
bruh.
you didn't cheat, oh God, I would have beat you.
I'm just stealing your shit, bruh.
Okay, you cheated.
It's not cheating. I'm just outsmarting. But then in the next game, everything went wrong. At first, it was going pretty good, and I was able to get an early lead. But then this happened. And because of this, she was able to catch up, but I was still barely in the lead. With only 30 seconds to go, it was neck and neck, and this ended up being one of the biggest robberies of all time. Bro, like, I actually sold, bruh. Could add at
Like
least...
next time.
Alright, bro. After that, I joined the new lobby, and I was sweating my balls off trying to win some games, but I was getting destroyed every time. Eventually, though, I finished my 15th versus game, which earned me a trophy. It's a cook-off. Finally, I finished 15 versus games, bro. Sometimes I would even match into a 2v2 game where I have a teammate to help me. That's when I met this guy, who we'll call Squid. Unfortunately, Squid doesn't have a mic, but what he does have is some really good cooking skills. So in our first game, me and him absolutely dominated and won by a landslide. So we continued to play and kept dominating these lobbies. We won game after game, and in total, we probably won 6 games. In the end, my total wins at versus mode was now at 9 wins, which means I'm only one more away until the trophy and the platinum. After searching for a while, I found the perfect opponent. Only 2 hours played on Overcooked 2, and she has a mic. Yo, hello? You ready to get your ass whooped?
I don't speak English.
Konnichiwa, hola, ¿cómo estás? Like what?
Portuguese. Ah, no.
Brazil,
Yes, I am from Brazil. And you?
Canada.
Da hora. Oh, você não deixa. Really cool.
You know Neymar?
Yes, it's my father.
Alright.
What is your name?
Sam,
Pretty name. I like it.
what about you?
Alice. Alicia. Alice. I don't know how to say that.
Okay.
You play very well.
Yep, you play well too.
Thank you very much.
Mentira, é mentira.
No. You are a lie. You are lying.
Yeah, your ass.
Bro. How old are you? Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Let me get your snap.
I'm sorry? I don't understand.
Oh, win 10 games. I just got the
You-
platinum trophy.
You play very well. Horrible. I don't know how to say.
Well, can I get your Snapchat?
I don't have this, but I have Instagram.
If you guys enjoyed this video, you should check out my Terraria video on screen. You don't want to miss it.